Hello students, the purpose of this video is to explain journal assignment number 4. One of my purposes also is to keep it very short. Here you can see I'm pointing to V05. What I say about English 100 V05 using its Blackboard shell is also applicable. It's also true for English 100 V06. Let's see. Let's begin by peeking at the syllabus. Notice I've made it more obvious that the syllabus can be found through here by putting this in all caps here on the left menu. So you click on that, and then you go up to the Conqueror syllabus. Although we could also look at the course schedule, but I like the syllabus because it's got things laid out in a way that at least works for me. And if it works for you, then make sure you look at it. And actually, it is perhaps the most important document because it does show, not only does it show what assignments are due, like that other course schedule, but it also shows what's being studied that week. For example, the fact that I'm showing you that you're going to look at this video at the beginning of week 4 is mentioned on the syllabus. So you can see it right here. What's available is journal assignment number 4. That's becomes available Monday the 14th at 8 a.m. But what you get also is an introduction to journal assignment number 4, which is for essay 1, which is body paragraphs B and C of essay 1. So this video is that introduction. Okay. You can also see what's due. I'm not mentioning things that are not related to this assignment. So I'll mention the one that's related, which is journal assignment 4, right? And it's due by Thursday the 17th. Right here on the syllabus, it doesn't mention, there is no mention of the late date, how late you can turn it in. But there is quite a bit of late time granted. You should do your work by the 17th, but if you can't get it done by the end of that night, you'll have several days to get it done. The earlier the better, because that way when I sit down to grade, you'll get feedback. If I sit down to grade, which I probably will before the late deadline, which is September 28th, then you won't get feedback because you haven't turned it in yet. You won't get points off, but you won't get feedback like everybody else that already turned it in. So even if you're late, let it be late by the 18th or 19th or 20th. You don't have to wait till the last day of the late deadline. All right. So also the syllabus, you can see how things are progressing. And, journal, there were, on week 1, there were some discussions. There was one discussion 1, and that was the introduction to essay number 1. And then 3 journals have already happened before now. Journal assignment 1 on week 1, journal assignment 2 on week 2, and journal assignment 3 on week 3, which makes sense, right? So here's the 4th week, and this is our 4th journal. And it's all leading toward building your essay number 1. All right, so I've shown you this how we can see that on the syllabus. So now what I want to do before I briefly explain and give an example of this journal assignment, I want to refer you to week 3. Course content, because we're on week 4, but I want to refer you to week number 3. So if you click on that folder, you can see that what assignments were due on week 3, right? It was a journal assignment 3, and maybe some of you aren't done with this one yet, right? Because it was due Thursday the 10th, but you have a late deadline till the 28th. So again, get that one done as soon as possible, okay? Now, the reason I mention this, and notice, there's when it becomes available, the deadline, really what I expect, the date I expect you to turn it in. But then there's some degrees or some days of late allowance. I don't take points off. I want as many people as possible. I want everyone, right, to turn it in. And this probably makes it possible for most, or maybe I hope all people, to turn it in and to get feedback from me. But what I want to refer you to is this 50-minute video. Yes, it's 50 minutes, but every part is important, right? And so this video is key because I go through, the reason it was 50 minutes is that I took it from the beginning. I said a little bit about each thing that had happened up to that point. Discussion number 1, journal assignment 1, journal assignment 2, and I related everything to journal assignment 3, right? And beyond. In other words, I kind of put it all together and said every piece is important in your task or in your quest to build a good essay number 1, okay? These are not separate assignments with separate topics. No, there's one topic, right? A hobby or pastime that you're going to discuss thoroughly in your essay number 1, okay? So that's why if you haven't done so, if you didn't watch this video or if you watched just a little bit, no, go back and watch the whole thing, okay? All right, so now I'm going to go, though, I can go here or I can go up here. It's the same thing, really. And now we're going to look at the week 4 page. And notice what it says in the overview. This week you'll learn about nouns. Well, that's from Launchpad, right? The topic in Launchpad for the assignment due this week. This week you'll continue to work on essay number 1. It doesn't say you'll work on a journal, because the purpose of journal number 4 is to work on essay number 1, right? So no, essay number 1 is not due this week. Notice it's in the ongoing assignments. You can click on it and look at it. It's a good idea to look at the essay assignment so you can see where this is headed. But really, what's due today, other than the attendance quiz and learning curve, is journal assignment number 4. And notice it's very similar to number 3. Right here, this right here will be, I'm not going to pause the video, but this is incorrect. It should be September 28th. By the time you watch the video, in the video it'll be wrong, but I will make the correction, and when you go to the actual link, you will see that the late time available for this assignment is September 28th. So in that sense, it's the same late deadline as there is for journal assignment 3. But really the date that I expect you to turn it in is September 17th. All right, try to get it done by then, or by, well, like I'm telling you, the true late deadline is September 28th. Okay, so this assignment is very simple. When we click on it, it takes us to the place where we submit journal assignments. And what it says here is my preference is that you type your, in this case it's paragraphs, that you type them out on a Word document or something similar that you can attach to this journal assignment, okay? And then you would type it out. You would call it JA4, right? And then here, really, you wouldn't put anything, because all you really need to do is browse my computer, right? And then look for wherever you typed and saved your journal assignment. Now, one thing I noticed is that it doesn't say browse the cloud. So for those using something other than using like a OneBox or OneDrive or a Box, or I'm trying to remember the names of these cloud services, you'll need to download your document from the cloud onto the computer, for example, as a PDF, and then that way you can browse my computer and it'll actually be there, and then you can attach it. So once you have it attached, you post it, post entry, and that's how you submit the assignment. Now make sure, especially if you have a document, you'll have it saved. You'll have it saved in the cloud or that download, right? And so make sure you keep something. There was one student in one of the classes who asked me that student said that they didn't have the journal anymore and they wanted to look at it, and that's fine. So I took it and I sent it to her. So keep a copy so that you don't have to be asking someone else for it, right? All right, so you'll keep a copy of the journal and then submit it. You can, however, also type your paragraphs directly in here, right? And that would be okay too. It's not my preference, but you can do that. Some people do both. They both type it in there and they also attach it. I don't think that's necessary, but If you want to do both, I guess you can do both. I mean, really, they should be the same. Please don't do that thing where you type one way and one another and see which one's better. No, no, no. So really just do one thing, okay? Either type it in here or attach it, because yeah, that's how it should be. And then you would post the entry. I'm just gonna hit cancel for a moment. Here are the guidelines. What is this journal about? Well, it's your essay 1's third and fourth paragraphs, body paragraph B and body paragraph C. So I already explained, how to begin on the essay and everything, because journal assignment number 3 contained the first and second paragraphs. So that's why I say you should watch that video. Okay, I mean, it wouldn't hurt to watch the videos for journal assignments 1 and 2, but I think if you watch, but you probably did a while back, a couple of weeks ago. But if you just watch the video from the previous week, that'll give you a good orientation to this, what we're doing here. What I did here is I typed the partial instructions to essay number 1, partial instructions, because we didn't need all the instructions, just up to that point. The essay overall should be 600 to 1,200 words, minimum 600, maximum 1,200. So when you put the 5 paragraphs together, paragraphs 1 through 5, it should come out to a minimum of 600 or up to 1,200 maximum. But here you're only doing 2 paragraphs, the second body paragraph and the third body paragraph, or body paragraph B, body paragraph C. And so that I estimate would be somewhere between 250 and 600 words. Why such a big range? Because if your essay overall is 1,200 words, these 2 paragraphs might be like 150 words each, 200 words each or so. 250 words each if you write really long paragraphs, right? Then that's why it kind of tends towards 600 words. If your paragraphs are shorter, 100 words, 115 words, then it'll be more like this. Again, what really will matter is when you put all 5 paragraphs together of this essay. It should be somewhere between this range. That's when it'll matter most. So I have a sample. Let's get to the sample. And you can't see this. I don't think you can see this, but I will give you access to this in I'll include a little link with the YouTube video. So in the week 4 page, there will be a YouTube video. It'll say Introduction to Journal Assignment 4. And then there will be a small blue link attached within that item that'll say Journal Assignment 4. And so, yeah, sample, something like that, right? But here, I've got it here ready to go so you can see the sample. Something blocked it, but, oh, there it is. There it is. Now, that looks like Journal Assignment 3. There's another place I can get it if it doesn't work when I try it again. Okay, that's not working. That's not a problem because I can get it elsewhere. So I want to show you this. I will show it to you. I'll get it from these files here. Here it is. So Journal Assignment 4 is basically it's my second and third thing that I focused on about the ukulele. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a split screen here. I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it right here, and I'm going to put something on the left of it. Okay. What I'm putting on the left of it is my Journal Assignment 2. So I say you should keep these things because that student who asked me for the journal, right? That student realized, hey, I need my list, right? That I turned in before. The student didn't have a copy of it. So make sure you keep, I mean, if nothing else, take a picture of the screen, right? It's better to download it, print it, something, right? So you can use it later. It's better to save the document so that you can copy and paste from it, right? Into your paragraphs. So this is good here, right? And I did something similar in Journal Assignment number 3 in that demonstration. I took what I had done for my ordered outline on the left, right? And then I related it to what happened over here. So I had in my Journal Assignment number 3, I had the introduction and the body paragraph A. That's what was asked for. In my journal, and basically just as a reminder, what's my essay about? My essay, the one I'm writing, right, in response to the topic, is about the ukulele. That's my hobby. And saying that playing it daily helps me in many ways. So what I chose to do for my 3 things that I focused on was to say that it helps me in 3 ways, and that the first thing is that it helps me relax. See, that's body paragraph A. This isn't the paragraph. These were notes for the paragraph, right? My body paragraph B was that it gives me a chance to study music. And my body paragraph C was that it helps me in social situations. So those are the 3 things I focus on, and each one becomes its own paragraph, a body paragraph. So what I need for this is this one, right? I need this body paragraph B, chance to study music theory and practice. So I took these notes right here, these kind of short sentences. They're all, I think, short sentences, but some might be like phrases. They're not complete sentences. That's fine. They didn't have to be. So I took these and I wrote them into this paragraph. I did more, though, as you can tell just physically, right, that there's more than this, right? Because I expanded out what was just in note form over here. So body paragraph B is much bigger than this, right? No, this is much bigger than that. Then, and so this was my paragraph about studying music as I play the ukulele. And then body paragraph C is about social situations, how it helps me in those situations. So these notes became this paragraph right here, from here to here. So notice here it doesn't have my introduction, and it doesn't have body paragraph A, because that's not what was asked for journal number 4. And it doesn't have the conclusion, right? It's just 2 paragraphs, because I will give you feedback. As I speak, I haven't done the feedback on journal assignment number 3, and I will. I'm going to. And you'll get it very soon. And I'll also give you feedback about these paragraphs, so that you know how your paragraphs were before you put them together into the essay, into one essay. Let me just point out a couple of highlights. Going back to body paragraph, to my notes here, it said it gives me a chance to study music theory and practice. So that's not a complete sentence, and that's fine. I turned it into a complete topic sentence, because as you see, the way I organized this was according to the instructions on the instruction sheet of the essay, which say that every body paragraph should have a topic sentence. So even though this isn't a sentence, it's what turns into that topic or main idea sentence. Then come a bunch of details. All right, a bunch of details come after that. What I might not have here was the kind of closing sentence, because I just focused on having my main idea and then my details, and I didn't worry about my closing sentence that much when I listed these notes. That's all right. But you'll see that I do have a closing sentence. In fact, I'll show it to you right now. My topic sentence is that playing the ukulele also affords me a chance to study music theory and, of course, to put it into practice. So same thing as that, just more expanded into a complete sentence. And I do have that closing sentence that the paragraph needs to have. And it would be at the end. I am once again a student of music. Now, I think in the instructions it says that the closing can be 1 or 2 sentences. Maybe this is one of the closing sentences, so these 2 together, or maybe simply this one. Either way, there's a closing part to it. And so all of these things in the middle, and I'll let you read them on your own, right? You'll recognize these notes in there, but they'll be expanded out. Maybe there's something in here that didn't make the final cut into the paragraph. And there may be additional information that wasn't in the notes. That's fine. You see, these are just notes to get you going to the paragraph, to get you started so that you can write the paragraph and not just be sitting there thinking, what do I say? What do I say? Right? The same thing happened in the other paragraph, very similar. My main idea is that playing the ukulele in social situations. But notice that's not a complete sentence. So I wrote, no medicine can cure my shyness, but playing the ukulele can ease its symptoms. Now that's very different. I didn't say social situations, but shyness is something that is a problem in social situations often, right? So that was my way of expressing that without having to say directly, social situations are another way that the ukulele helps me, right? So I just tried to kind of express it in a different way. My closing sentence, or one or two sentences, would be right here. Playing the ukulele helps me cope with and even enjoy, imagine that, various social situations. So here I was more direct and said the term social situations, right? That's my closer. So what's everything in between? Everything in between are my details. The details for this paragraph. Actually, I think that what can I say is part of that closing part. What can I say? Playing the ukulele helps me with social situations. So these are the details that came out of here, right? Out of these various details right here. And yeah, I didn't mention like a closing sentence here because I don't think that was necessary. I could have, and if you did, good. Maybe you did better than I did. But really, the closing sentence is almost like a repetition of the beginning. But it's better for them not to be identical, because that, you know, that I would tell you for sure. Try not to do that in other classes. Don't do it in this one, but certainly don't do it in other future classes like composition, because it's not fun to read the same sentence again at the beginning and at the end, right? So those are my details. Another thing I want to mention before I close with the example is that in the instruction it says have one topic sentence, one or two closing sentences in the body paragraph. In the middle, there should be 6 or more sentences. So these are 6 or more sentences. So same thing, there's an opening sentence, the topic sentence, there should be one. And then there can be 1 or 2 closing sentences. In between, there should be 6 or more sentences of details. Those are the in-between sentences. You cannot use the first sentence or the last 1 or 2 sentences to help you have your 6 or more. I've noticed that sometimes students consistently only have 4. They have an opening sentence, 4 detailed sentences, and then 1 closing sentence. And I think they count that as 6. Well, yeah, the total is 6. But really the minimum total is 8, right? If we say that it's 1 opening sentence, 6, the minimum, detailed sentences, and 1 closing sentence. So the bare minimum is 8, right? Not 6. So again, I'm referring to the instructions, and we can go back there actually. We can go back to the instructions. Let's see if I can find Blackboard again. Here it is. There it is. Here are the numbers I'm mentioning, right? Topic sentence, 1 opening brief topic sentence, 6 or more detailed sentences, and 1 or 2 closing remarks. And that's it. The only other thing I guess is, no, I already told you how to submit it, right? So I think that's done as well. So this video is shorter than the others. It's still about 23, 24 minutes though. But I just like to be thorough in the explanation. I put a note. I'm going to put a note on there that you can break it up into 3 or 4 or 5 views or something. So you just watch 5-6 minutes at a time instead of the full 24, or you can just watch the whole thing, right, and just pause whatever is most comfortable for you. All right, so make sure you get this done, and I will get you feedback on it as soon as possible, so that when it comes time to write your essay, to put it together, you'll have a good product. Thank you.